Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
How are you, learners? Welcome to Manifested e-learning platform. The subject is business studies. Today we are going to start on a new topic which is known as production. In this topic we will define the term production. We will identify the types of production. We will study the direct and indirect production. We also learn about the levels of production. Then finally, we will study division of labor and specialization. Those are the areas that we intend to cover under this topic known as production. In the first lesson, we will define the term production. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define the term production. So learners, welcome to our today's learning session. The topic is production. The question we want to answer in this lesson is, what is production? And learners, production is derived from the word produce, to produce. So learners, production can be defined as the creation of goods or provision of services to satisfy human wants. I want us to write down the definition of production. Production is the process of creating. The process of doing what? The process of creating. All right? Is a process of creating, or we can say production is a creation of goods and provision of services. Production is the creation. Let me simplify it. Production is the creation of goods and provision of services to satisfy human wants. To satisfy human wants. There are two things here, learners: goods and services. We defined goods in our previous sessions and also services. So that creation of goods and provision of services, creating goods and providing services, is what we are terming production. Production is the creation of goods and the provision of services to do what? To satisfy human wants. To satisfy human wants. Learners, people engage in variety of activities such as farming, hairdressing, trading, video production, publishing. All right? There are many activities that people engage in. Such activities lead to creation of goods and provision of services. Services like teaching, services like nursing, services like shoe shining, services like hairdressing. So all those activities that people engage in are said to be productive activities, like what I'm doing now. If I'm teaching you, then I am providing a service which is known as teaching. So in other words, I'm being productive. I'm doing a productive work. So the goods and services that are created through the process of production are generally referred to as products. The goods or services that are done what? That are created through the process of creating goods and providing services are generally referred to as products. So the videos that you are watching, learners, we took time to produce the videos, right? I'm not doing it alone. There is someone who is recording what I'm saying. He's called Shuka Boy. There is Shuka Boy who is doing the video capturing. He's capturing the video. That is being productive. Shuka Boy is being productive. I'm also being productive. What we are doing is known as video production. Okay, we are providing content. We are content generators. We are creating products which are known as tuition. Okay, so there are many activities, learners, that take place that people engage in, variety of activities. So production is the creation of goods and the provision of services to do what? To satisfy human wants. All right? So, therefore, learners, production involves all categories of business activities. All categories of business activities. Production does what? Involves all the categories of business activities, which we learned earlier. If you are a good student, you should remember the activities I'm talking about. Extraction. Remember, we mentioned extraction. We mentioned manufacturing. We mentioned processing. We mentioned construction. There is also trade and service provision. Trade means buying and selling of goods or services. Trading. There are those who now do not engage in active production of goods or services, but there are those who do trading. They buy from the providers of goods and services, then they sell to those who are known as consumers. Those who consume the goods are known as consumers. So there are those who come in between the providers of goods and services and the consumers. They buy from the providers, then they sell to consumers. That is also an activity. Such people are also being productive. So this production, we've said, it involves all categories of business activities which I've mentioned: extraction, manufacturing, there is processing, construction, there is trading, there is also provision of services. So production, learners, is only complete when the goods or services reach the people who are the final consumers. Otherwise, learners, for example, if you are to produce videos like the ones you are watching and they don't reach you, then production is not complete. For production to be complete, then the goods or services must reach the people who consume them, the final consumers. All right? And the final consumers must be in a certain place. They may need the goods in the right form, at the right place, within the required time. So do you understand, learners? The goods that people produce, the services that people provide, production can be said to be complete if the goods and the services reach the final consumers at the right time, in the right form, and in the required time. All right? The right form at the right place and at the right time. The right time, the right place, right, and within the required time and in the right form. Goods are consumed always in a certain form. If you are to eat food, right, then that food has some food which must be cooked. So being cooked food may be the right form for certain foods. There are foods that do not require cooking, like avocado. That one is eaten raw, all right? So every product, like say clothes, if I have to buy a suit, then that suit must be in the right form. The suit must have buttons, right? It must be fitting, okay? The suit must be in the right form. It must also reach me at the right place, learners, in the right place and at the right time. So all the activities that, this is another point, all the activities that assist the goods and services to reach the consumers are said to be part of the production process. All other activities, they could be things like banking, like money transfer, okay? Money transfer, because sometimes nowadays, in our time, in our day, we don't sometimes deal with cash, right? We may send money electronically. So such activities, banking, insurance, packaging, right? Advertising, all those activities are said to be part of the production process. They usually form the final stage of the production process. When you produce in the farm, for example, that food has to reach people who are in, say, Nairobi, okay? If the food is in, say, Busweta or Kapsambo village, if the food is in Kapsambo village or Busweta village, that food may be required by people who are in Nairobi. So there are certain activities which has to take place for the food, say maize, which is in Busweta, to reach the people in Nairobi. So all the activities, okay, all the activities, learners, which assist in the movement of goods and services from one place to another, they form the final stage of the production process. Learners, is that clear? Do you have a question? In this lesson, the objective was to define the term production, which I have done. I want you to go through the video one more time. Take notes. Then answer the following questions. Questions I'm calling revision questions. I have two questions for you today. Number one, define the term production. Number two, make a detailed list of productive activities carried out near your home. Make a detailed list. Write down a detailed, comprehensive list of the activities, productive activities that are carried out near your home. Near your home. List 1, 2, 3, 4. A detailed list. Then define the term production. When answering the questions, I always say don't copy directly from the notes. Try and see if you can recall what we have learned in our today's lesson. Thank you and bye-bye.